Emily didn't look up from her laptop. Her fingers continued moving across the keyboard, the soft clicking the only sound in my living room for a moment. She'd been working since she arrived an hour ago, barely touching the coffee I'd made her. Amanda waited for a reaction. When she didn't get one, she turned to me with that expression I'd seen 1,000 times. The one that said she was about to explain something I was too simple to understand on my own. I'm not trying to be mean, Victoria. I'm being realistic. This Mediterranean cruise costs $18,000 per person. We're talking about 2 weeks on a luxury liner with excursions in Greece, Italy, and Spain. This is for people who've actually accomplished something. My younger sister Jessica nodded from the armchair. Amanda's right. This isn't a trip for everyone. It's a celebration of success. And who exactly are we celebrating? I asked quietly. Well, my promotion to senior partner, obviously, Amanda said. And Jessica's husband just made VP at his firm. Uncle Robert's son graduated from Harvard Law. Cousin Michelle's opening her 3rd dental practice. These are people who've earned the right to celebrate. Emily's typing slowed but didn't stop. I watched her shoulders, waiting for tension that never came. My daughter had always been good at staying calm. Emily's been working hard too, I offered. Amanda laughed, actually laughed. Working on what? She's been doing that computer thing for years. What is it? App development. Tech support. She waved her hand dismissively. That's not the same as real career advancement. No offense, Em. Emily finally looked up. Her expression was neutral, maybe even slightly amused. None taken, Aunt Amanda. See? She gets it. Amanda pulled out her phone, scrolling through something. I've already sent the deposit for 14 people. That's immediate family only. Successful immediate family. We're leaving in 8 weeks, and honestly, Victoria, I think it's better if you both sit this one out. It would just be awkward. Awkward how? Kept my voice level. Well, everyone will be talking about their achievements, their careers, their investments. What would Emily talk about? Her laptop. Amanda's smile was sharp. I'm trying to protect you both from an uncomfortable situation. Jessica leaned forward. We could do a separate trip for you two later. Something smaller. More appropriate to your budget level. How thoughtful, I said. Emily had gone back to typing, her face illuminated by the screen's glow. I noticed she was smiling slightly. Amanda stood up, smoothing her designer skirt. I'm glad you're being reasonable about this. Some people would take it personally, but you've always been practical, Victoria. You understand how the world works. Success attracts success. We're building a family brand here. A family brand, I repeated. Exactly. And I'm sorry, but Emily's little tech hobby doesn't fit the image we're cultivating. Maybe in a few years, if she actually makes something of herself, we can reconsider. Amanda checked her watch. I have a dinner meeting with clients. Jessica, want to grab lunch before my meeting? Sure. Jessica gathered her purse. Victoria, no hard feelings, right? This is just business. Just business, I agreed. They headed toward the door, still talking about the cruise. Amanda was describing the ship's amenities, the private balconies, the Michelin star restaurants. Her voice carried back to us, full of excitement and superiority. Emily closed her laptop and looked at me. You okay, Mom? Are you? He shrugged. I've heard worse from Aunt Amanda. Remember when she said I was wasting my potential by not going to law school? Or medical school? Or business school? Basically any school that wasn't Stanford computer science. Which, ironically, was her least favorite option at the time. Emily stretched. Should I tell her? Tell her what? About the acquisition. I paused. The what? Emily's smile widened. I was going to wait until the press release tomorrow, but since we're having this conversation, Mom, the company I founded got acquired. The deal closed yesterday. My heart started beating faster. Acquired. By Microsoft. For $4.2 billion. I sat down heavily on the couch. Billion. With a B. Emily opened her laptop again, turning it toward me. Her email was open and I could see messages from lawyers, bankers, journalists. I was actually in a video conference with the integration team when Aunt Amanda started her speech. I had my camera off. $4 billion. 4.2. I keep forgetting the point two, but apparently that's $42 million I shouldn't round away. She laughed. My financial advisor was very clear about that. I stared at my daughter. She was wearing jeans and an old Stanford hoodie, her hair in a messy ponytail, looking exactly like she had as an undergraduate, except now she was apparently a billionaire. When were you going to tell me? Tonight, actually. I wanted to do it over dinner somewhere nice. Make it special. She gestured toward where Amanda and Jessica had been sitting. But then Aunt Amanda decided to share her thoughts on my computer thing. Your computer thing just sold for $4 billion. 4.2. We sat in silence for a moment. Then I started laughing. I couldn't help it. The absurdity of it all. Amanda's speech about success and family brands, her dismissal of Emily's career, all while my daughter was casually worth more than everyone in our extended family combined. What are you going to do? I asked. Emily shrugged. Probably keep working. Microsoft wants me to stay on as Chief Technology Officer for the division. They're giving me a pretty incredible team to work with. This was never about the money for me, Mom. You know that. I do. I'd watched her build her company from our garage, working 18-hour days, turning down high-paying job offers to pursue her vision. But Amanda doesn't. No, Emily agreed. She doesn't. My phone buzzed. A text from Amanda. Thanks for understanding. Some people just aren't cut out for luxury experiences. It's not personal. I showed it to Emily. Wow, she said. She really committed to that message. She always does. Emily was quiet for a moment, then looked at me with an expression I recognized from her childhood, the one that appeared right before she did something clever. Call her back. What? Call Aunt Amanda. Tell her we need to talk about the cruise. Emily. Trust me, Mom. I called. Amanda answered on the second ring, her voice impatient. Victoria, I'm almost at the restaurant. What is it? We need to discuss the Mediterranean cruise. There's nothing to discuss. I explained the situation. It's not appropriate for you and Emily to attend. I understand. But I wanted to let you know something. I looked at Emily, who nodded encouragingly. Emily's company was just acquired by Microsoft. The announcement goes public tomorrow. $4.2 billion. The line went silent. I could hear restaurant noise in the background, the clink of glasses, the murmur of conversation, but Amanda said nothing. Amanda. That can't be right. It's right. The deal closed yesterday. $4 billion? Emily's little app thing. Software platform for enterprise cloud integration. Not an app. And yes, $4.2 billion. More silence. Then in a different voice, smaller, is Emily there? I'm here, Aunt Amanda, Emily said, leaning toward my phone. I didn't know. You never said anything about selling a company. You just said you were working on a project. It was a 7-year project, Emily replied calmly. We launched 5 years ago with 3 employees. Now we have 800. Microsoft approached us 6 months ago. The negotiations took a while. 800 employees. Amanda's voice sounded distant. And you own this company? Owned. Past tense. I founded it with 2 partners from Stanford. I held 42%. They'll do very well too. I did the quick math in my head. 42% of $4.2 billion. My daughter's share was over $1.7 billion. I need to call you back, Amanda said abruptly. Sure, I replied. We'll be here. She hung up. Emily and I looked at each other. That went well, she said. Define well. She didn't scream. Emily grinned. Low bar, I know. 20 minutes later, my doorbell rang. I opened it to find Amanda standing there, slightly out of breath, her perfect hair disheveled. Jessica was behind her, looking confused. Is it true? Amanda demanded. Show me proof. Emily picked up her laptop, opened a browser, and pulled up TechCrunch's homepage. There, in the breaking news section, was the headline. Microsoft acquires CloudBridge platform for $4.2 billion in largest enterprise software deal this year. Below the headline was a photo of Emily shaking hands with Microsoft's CEO at the signing ceremony. Amanda stared at the screen. Jessica moved closer, reading over her shoulder. CloudBridge, Jessica whispered. That's your company? Was my company, Emily corrected. Now it's Microsoft's CloudBridge division. I'm staying on as CTO. Amanda's face had gone pale. This article says you're one of the youngest female founders to achieve a billion-dollar exit. It says you pioneered new protocols for secure data transfer. It says Fortune called you a visionary in enterprise technology. Fortune was generous, Emily said. I just solved a problem that needed solving. A billion-dollar problem. $4.2 billion problem, apparently. Amanda sat down without being invited, her legs seeming to give out. Jessica remained standing, her mouth slightly open. Why didn't you tell anyone? Amanda finally asked. I did tell people. I told Mom everything. Always. I told my investors, my team, my partners. I talked about my work at family dinners for years. Emily's voice remained calm, but I heard the edge underneath. You just didn't listen. You heard computer thing and tech startup, and decided it wasn't important. Not real success. Not like your senior partner track or Jessica's husband's VP position. Those are still impressive achievements, Jessica said defensively. They are, Emily agreed. They're great achievements. You should be proud. But they don't make you better than me. They don't make you successful while I'm unsuccessful. They just make you different. Amanda's phone started buzzing. She looked at it, her expression shifting from shock to something harder to read. It's Uncle Robert, she said. And Cousin Michelle. And everyone's calling. The press release went out early, Emily explained. Microsoft moved it up because a blogger was about to break the story. So yeah, everyone probably knows now. Amanda's phone continued buzzing. She ignored it and looked up at Emily. The cruise, she said quietly. $18,000 is nothing to you now. You could buy the entire ship. I probably could, Emily acknowledged. But I'm not going to. What? I'm not going on your cruise, Aunt Amanda. You made it very clear that trips like that are for successful people only. And you made it even clearer that I don't qualify. Emily closed her laptop. Your standards, not mine. But that was before I knew. Before you knew I was worth money. Right. So if I were still running a small startup, still working 18-hour days, still building something I believed in, but without the billion-dollar exit, I still wouldn't be successful enough. I still wouldn't belong on your family trip. Amanda stood up, her composure cracking. Emily, please. I made a mistake. I didn't understand what you were doing. But we're family. This cruise is supposed to celebrate family success, and you're the biggest success story we have. You should be there. You deserve to be there. Now I deserve it. Yes. Well, Amanda trailed off, seeming to realize what she was saying. I appreciate the invitation, Emily said, her voice gentle but firm. But I'll pass. I'm actually planning my own trip. My team and I are doing a retreat in Japan to celebrate the acquisition and plan the next phase of development. 2 weeks in Tokyo and Kyoto working with some of the best engineers in the world. That's my version of celebrating success. Jessica finally spoke up. We could change the cruise. Make it about you. Celebrate your achievement. Why would I want to celebrate with people who didn't think I was worth celebrating an hour ago? Emily asked. The question wasn't cruel, just honest. You didn't want me on your Mediterranean cruise because you thought I hadn't accomplished anything. Now you want me there because I have? That's not family, Aunt Jessica. That's networking. Amanda's phone was still buzzing insistently. Everyone's going to want to meet you now. Connect with you. The whole family. I'm sure they will, Emily agreed. And I'll be polite. I'll answer their calls and emails. But I'm not going to pretend the last few years didn't happen. I'm not going to forget that my computer thing wasn't good enough until it made me rich. What can we do? Amanda asked. Her voice had changed completely, all the superiority gone. How can we fix this? Emily considered the question. You can go on your cruise. Have a wonderful time. Celebrate your achievements because they are real achievements. And maybe, while you're sailing around the Mediterranean, you can think about the difference between someone's worth and someone's net worth. Emily. I need to get back to work, Emily said, not unkindly. The integration team needs some architecture decisions by tonight. Mom, dinner at 7? Sounds perfect, I said. Emily gathered her laptop and bag, kissed my cheek and headed for the door. Amanda and Jessica watched her leave, neither seeming to know what to say. After she was gone, Amanda turned to me. Victoria, please. Talk to her. She'll listen to you. She did listen to me, I replied. I taught her to value her work, to believe in herself, and not to measure her worth by other people's standards. She learned that lesson very well. But the family will be fine. You have your cruise. Enjoy it. My phone buzzed with a text from Emily. That went better than expected. Dinner at Giordano's? My treat. I can finally afford their wine list. I smiled and texted back, your treat. But I'm still proud of you for all the reasons that have nothing to do with money. Her response came immediately, I know, Mom. That's why I told you first. Amanda and Jessica let themselves out. Through the window, I watched them get into Amanda's car, both of them on their phones, probably doing damage control with the rest of the family. My phone rang. An unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Mrs. Martinez? This is Sarah Chin from Fortune magazine. We're doing a profile on your daughter, Emily, and her groundbreaking work in cloud technology. Would you be willing to answer a few questions about Emily's background and what drove her success? I looked at the spot where Amanda had been sitting an hour ago, dismissing my daughter's computer thing. I'd be happy to, I said. I have quite a lot to say about what drives Emily's success, and none of it has anything to do with money.